Hi everyone! For today's video, we will be making a cinnamon rolls for Christmas. And now we will be using 3 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 2 1/4 teaspoon of our active yeast. This is a quick rice yeast. This is our dry ingredients. Let's just mix them all together thoroughly. Let's just set aside our dry ingredients, and in another bowl, let's mix our wet ingredients. We will add 1/2 cup of our sour cream. This is a 1/2 cup. This is 1/2 cup of our sour cream, and 1/2 cup of our fresh milk. Today I'm using almond milk, 1/2 cup. You can use whichever fresh milk you want. Okay, and we will use 1 tablespoon of our vanilla extract, let's put 1 large egg, 6 tablespoons of our let's just mix this, and let's heat it in the oven for about 2 minutes. It's important that our wet mixture is hot, so that if we add it into our dry mixture, the yeast will be activated and our dough will plump up. We have now our very hot wet ingredients. Let's just add our 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and let's just mix them. You know that your wet ingredients is hot if the butters gently melt with it. Now that our dry ingredients are thoroughly mixed together, let's add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients, and let's just mix them thoroughly also. Mix them properly. We are now ready to knead our dough with our properly cleaned surface. Let's just sprinkle flour so that it won't stick with our surface when we knead the dough. And then let's just put our mixed dough here over, and let's just knead them together. You can use mixing machines for this. This is now our dough. We know that our dough is properly mixed when we touch it like this and it kinds of spring back. Now we just need to put a butter on our bowl so that our butter will not stick to the bowl if we leave it for like 30 seconds until 1 hour. Now let's just put our dough in our bowl, cover it with a clean towel, and just set aside for 1 hour or 2, depend on you, in a warm area so that the active yeast will be activated. And while setting aside this, let's now mix the filling. And for our filling mixture, we will just be mixing 6 tablespoons of brown sugar, 6 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Let's mix this together and let's just spread this on top of the batter later. And for our special ingredient, we will be also putting some apples in it. And I'll be using applesauce for that. Half part will be regular cinnamon rolls, and the half part I will put applesauce in it. Now let's see our dough. Oh, did you see that? It doubles in size and it's like springing back. And now we're ready to knead our dough. With our clean surface, this is thoroughly clean. Let's just put our dough here and using our rolling pin, let's knead it. Let's make a square. Now let's flat our dough like this. Now let's make our dough like this. We will shape it into a square and just make it square like that. Square. Okay, and after that we will put some butter in it. Butter on the top. Let's just spread the butter all over so that our mixture of cinnamon and the brown sugar will stick to it. And after we put all the butter on our dough, let's begin to sprinkle it with our mixture of the brown sugar and the cinnamon. Half, because we'll be making half. The half is with the apple and the half is the regular cinnamon roll. And let's put the applesauce on the other half of the dough. Generous amount of applesauce. And you can also put fresh apple here instead of the applesauce if you want. Apple cinnamon.
Mano lang kami kakain na kami.
After we spread the applesauce, let's sprinkle a mixture of our cinnamon and brown sugar. After putting all our fillings over our dough, let's begin to roll it. Roll, roll, roll. Roll, just roll like this. Roll, roll. Until at the very edge. And this is our finished cinnamon roll. Let's just cut this with I'm using dental floss right now. You can use string. I'm using a clean dental floss to cut. You can just cut it like this. I'll start in the end. Just clean it. Cut it like that for a nice cut. This is our first cinnamon roll. And let's just put it in a baking pan, brush with a butter. And then you can bake this for 30 minutes or until it's brown for 375 degrees. These are now our cinnamon rolls ready to bake for 30 minutes in 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's just cover this with aluminum foil and they're ready to go. Surprise! Here's our newly baked cinnamon buns ready for breakfast.